All right, everybody. So we're back. We've got our rough cut marked on our skateboard, and we've got our holes marked for where our skateboard's actually going to get. Our skateboard actually is going to have the truck holes drilled. So we are ready to cut our rough cut on our bandsaw. Before you get anywhere near this bandsaw, you need to make sure that you have protective eyewear on and earplugs. You notice that I have both. No dangly clothes. I shouldn't see anything, any necklaces, any bracelets that are super dangly, because you could get it caught into the saw, and then obviously you're at that point in danger of suffering an injury, and we don't want that. So hair should be tied back, eye protection on, earplugs, no danglies. I even go so far as that my ring is a rubber ring, so that if it gets caught in something, the rubber just will break away and it won't actually drag my finger in there. So I really do try to keep any of the stuff that could get caught in a saw and going through, keep it from getting me dragged into the saw. Okay, so I don't want to bend over anymore, but this is a pretty big bandsaw. So as far as bandsaws go, so we want to make sure that we're using it correctly. It is generally a safe tool as long as you are obviously using it correctly. So one of the things is that this curve right here that we're going to cut is actually a pretty tight curve for this bandsaw, simply because of how big the blade is and how big the bandsaw is. It is a hard time making that turn. So the first thing we're going to do is actually make a series of cuts into our material here. As it goes around that curve, and it actually helps it actually helps with making that curve happen a little bit easier. So we'll do that on one end, we'll run it through for our big long end. And again, this is a rough cut, so if you go a little bit in, you have a little bit of wiggle room there, but try to keep it as close as possible. You don't have that much wiggle room. You have a little bit more wiggle room on the end here, but not a ton in the center. So we're gonna get started. First thing you're gonna do is turn on the vacuum. Okay, now I'm gonna talk really loud. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, maybe I'll have time to put subtitles in. I doubt it. You turn the bandsaw on. So once it's going, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the angle cuts real quick, and I'll show you what that looks like. It has all this stress relief as it goes through, that blade is going to be able to kind of pop back out and get back in line. So I'm going to make the cut now. I'll make one long cut and I'll do the end, and you'll just have to know that you got to do it for the other end too. So start from here. where I make this round cut, I'm gonna do all those little pressure reliefs in, and then as the saw goes around, it'll kind of release that pressure and be able to cut a little bit better for you. So, tool safety, again, make sure there's nothing around. You gotta make sure that you have eye protection, ear protection, and make sure your fingers stay at least 3 inches away from the blade as you're cutting. So, good luck, don't cut your fingers off.